Hi everybody, this is the Algebra 2 informational meeting on class. The first thing I would like you to do is first give yourself a pat on the back. You're in Google Classroom. That's huge. You're almost there. You're almost ready to go. But what you might want to do is to go get your mom or dad and say, hey mom, dad, I'm watching this video on class. You want to watch it with me? Because your parents probably are going to wonder what's expected and stuff. And it might be super helpful for them to watch this and to figure out what you need to do, because I kind of figured out the math. I am a math teacher. You're only in school 1/5 of the time. It's 20% of the week you're with us and 80% you're with your parents. So it might be super helpful for them to get this information too. So why don't you press pause and go get mom or dad, and then we'll continue on. Okay, so things that are going to be attached to this. You will have a list of all the topics that we cover in Algebra 2. You're also going to get my welcome letter, which is specific to this year, because this year is kind of different. So this is what I'm referring to. And I also have some talking points as well. Most of what I talk about on this video is in the welcome letter, but there are some other things as well. So the big thing here is for me to answer 4 questions for you. What do I need to do to get started? What do I need to do in class? How is my grade going to work? And what do I need? What is my teacher going to do to help me? All right. So I'll answer all those questions, and I'll try to get through this a little quicker than my last video. Okay. So first thing is to get ready. You need to get into Google Classroom, which you're in. Okay. The other thing is CPM has an online book. I'm going to have you guys get access to that. And then we're also going to use Delta Math for homework, especially in the beginning. Delta Math is a program that allows you to do homework, and it'll give you feedback right away if you're right or wrong. It'll give you some helpful hints. I know I'm using the free access for now, so I'm going to see how that goes. And then eventually, if I feel like it's worth paying for the premium, I will. But right now, it seems like it's going to work. Now, that means there's 3 things. Oh, and Infinite Campus. You guys should have Infinite Campus. Okay? So if you get an assignment, there's actually 3 places you should find it. You're going to get it in Delta Math, you're going to have it in Infinite Campus, and you're going to have it in Google Classroom. I'm going to tell you right now, those 3 places will have the exact same title. Everything will be the same title. Okay? There will be a point where Google and Infinite Campus will be linked. They are not linked yet. So the end-all, be-all, mom and dad and kids is Infinite Campus. All right, Infinite Campus. If it's an Infinite Campus, I have it. Okay? But again, things you need to do is you need to get into Delta Math, and I'll have information underneath this as well on how to get into Delta Math, because there's going to be a lot of stuff on here. I'll have that information. I'll have the information on how you get into your online book as well. Okay, there'll be some codes for you as well. One thing about Delta Math, though, you guys, is I have my classes set up, and you will, I guess, have to choose the correct class. That class is based on your original schedule. All right. Okay. So what do I need to get started? So you're in Google Classroom, and it's like getting started. What do I need to do? Well, I'm looking at my Google Classroom. Generally, the stream is going to be for announcements. Usually those announcements will be video announcements, because they're kind of quicker. But there'll be times where I'll just type something in there. That's all that'll be for, okay? This will be one of the only times you'll have attachments to it, because it's all the information that you need for in the beginning of the year, okay? The classwork. Your classwork, that is your assignments, and those assignments should be listed the exact same way in Infinite Campus. They'll also have the exact same due date as Infinite Campus. The only difference is Infinite Campus does not give me a time for due dates, but Google Classroom does. And the magic number is going to be 2 p.m. Anytime I give you an assignment, the day it is due at 2 p.m. And the reason for that is on Fridays, I'm going to give you something to do every Friday, and I want a little time to get those things corrected and get those into Infinite Campus, okay? All right, so you're going to have your CPM ebook, and you're going to be using Delta Math for homework, and we're going to see how long we do that. I'm not sure if we're going to use CPM for homework all of the time when we get to the CPM stuff, or later, because with Algebra 2 we do some skills, we do some factoring. It's been a while since you guys factored. We're going to do some graphing lines. We're writing equations for lines. It's been a little while since you did those things too. So we're going to kind of get you started with those little things using Delta Math. And then when we get into chapter 1 in the CPM, we're going to kind of figure out if we're going to use some Delta Math homework, because that's kind of nice, because it tells you if you're right or not. It helps you, okay? It's going to give you feedback right away. It's not like The homework help that gives you click, click, click just gives you the answers. Sure, it gives you hints and it can be helpful, but I'm going to tell you right now, most kids just clicked through their homework last year and they didn't learn anything from homework. And homework should be a way for you to practice. Okay? All right. So, kind of looking at this. Okay. So I will give you all of, for Delta Math, you will go to deltamath.com and you're going to register and you're going to have your own login, and I'm going to give you my teacher code, and then you're going to get into into your class for Delta Math. I'll also have that listed down here, okay? You're also going to go into the CPM website. You are going to, I would go in with Google. I believe they go in through Google. This might change. I'll have the directions under. And then you're going to enroll in a class, and your class has a pin, and I will put that in Infinite Campus, in Google underneath this, and you'll get that. So you guys actually have a lot of stuff to do online. You have the Google Classroom. You have, well, Infinite Campus we should have. It's my second one. You should have Delta Math, and then you're also going to have your ebook, okay? But we will not get to the CPM stuff right away, so if you don't get into your ebook right away, don't worry about it. You'll be okay. All right? Other things you're going to need, I would have 2 notebooks. One of them for your classwork. That's the things that you learn online through my videos, and then one for your homework. Because even though you're doing your homework online, you guys, you actually probably have to write some math down. So I would write those down. The other thing is there are times when I will ask you for some work. And if you didn't write it down, you're not going to have anything to show, okay? Particularly when we do some quick checks, and I'll get to what a quick check is in just a moment, all right? So there you go. Okay, so what do I need to do in class? For the very first thing that you guys need to do is every Friday you will have what we call a quick checker at the end of the week. Most weeks end with Friday. And the other thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to watch your week rundown video. Now, I used to post them last spring on Sunday. I'm going to do it on Friday. Now, your week rundown is going to be a very brief video on like, okay, here's what it looks like. Like, I think the first one will be like, hey, we're going to do equations for lines. You have an assignment due on Tuesday. Let's just say, I'm just making this up. And then, we have the simplifying polynomial expressions, and that'll be due on Thursday. And then you have your quick check. It's just a very brief list. Now, am I going to put all of your assignments down in the beginning of the week, all of them? Probably not. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I'm also not going to have, like, your assignments will go in your Google Calendar. I'm not going to make you guys another whole calendar with all this information, because I feel like you're going to get, it's just going to be a lot if you have all of your classes. So I'm just going to do a brief video and be like, hey, this is what your week looks like. Here you go. That's the very first thing you should do all the time to get ready for your week. The week before you should watch the week rundown video. That'll be every Friday. You should get some information from all of your teachers, actually. It'll go through the topics you're going to learn, the homework that's going to be due, as well as your quick checks. And if there's an assessment, then you're also going to need to know some other dates. So, other things that you guys need to do. You need to, sorry, I'm looking through my notes. So your homework needs to be due on time, okay? Our pacing isn't quite as fast as my other group, so just keep in mind that when you get something, it might be due the next day. It is due, okay? We might give you a couple days to do an assignment. We might just give you 1 day to do an assignment. Quick checks are always due on Friday. They're going to be bumped out on Thursday night, and they're going to be due on Friday, although this week's is going to be a little different because we don't have a Friday, and that'll be for any Friday that we don't have. So the other things, what do I need to do in class? Okay, homework. So homework, what's homework? Okay, homework, 3 things to your grade. Homework, assessments, and quick checks. Homework is 10% of your grade. Get your homework done on time, 2 points. It's that simple. I don't care if it's right or wrong. I mean, Delta Math is going to make sure you're right most of the time, but if you're wrong and you're coming in for help during Google Meets and you're understanding things, we're good to go. If you're just typing things in just to be done, I might return that back to you and say, hey, because one thing Delta Math does is it tells me how long it takes you to solve something. So if you're getting everything wrong and it took you 2 seconds to get through every single problem, I'm not giving you credit for that, okay? Especially in the beginning. These are things you should know, okay? So just know that I can always ask you guys for pictures of your work. I can ask you to redo something. That's what I would do in class anyway, just in case, because I want you to learn, all right? So it's your homework. Homework, 2 points for getting it done on time. Let's say you have to work and you didn't get your homework done. You still get 1 point for getting it done, okay? I'd still get it done. What's the last day to do your homework or get any late work into me? It'll be the day before your assessment for that chapter. Okay, that way I'm not getting a bunch of stuff at the end of the quarter, and that way you're making sure that you're staying on top of your homework for that section. Super duper important. Okay. If you don't have your homework done, it'll be marked with an M for missing, and that is a 0. And those M's will turn to zeros when it's past due, so you can't do it anymore. Okay, that's just what it's going to be. Yeah, it's missing. I probably could leave it as an M, but I'm just going to change them to 0 and say this is done. Quick checks are due at the end of every week. There are 4 points. The first one you do it, you get 4 points. And I'll tell you, there'll be some where it's like, guys, I just want to see where you're at. Do these questions or answer these questions. It's 4 points. Most of the time I did them on Google Docs. I'm trying Google Forms. Not really big on Google, but I'm getting there. And I do a lot of those on Google because I don't care how long it takes you to do them, but I do want you to do them, okay? One thing, homework. You can do homework with other people. You can work together. Quick checks, no. I want to know what you know. I can't help you if it's what your friend's work was. I want to help you. If you know what you're doing, awesome. If you don't, we need to talk. All right? So quick checks will be given. Sometimes, like the first one, just do it, you get 4 points. If it's something where I'm going to grade it for understanding, I will let you know that. And I have this listed in your notes, but this is what a 4 looks like. 4, correct answer. All of your work is shown. You are explaining things. It's not just the correct answer. You are showing your work and your understanding. Your work is saying, I know what I'm doing. 3 points. Your answer is correct and you don't have a solution. I'm up to photo math, you guys. I totally know what photo math is. It's horrible. And I will probably not ask you questions that you can just answer with photo math. So if the first time this is you hearing about photo math, good, because it's not good, it's evil. It's an evil cheating mechanism. 3 points. You have a correct answer, but you don't have an explanation. Or, this is awesome too, when kids have the correct answer and their work is not the right work, okay? Or it's just confusing to me. Like, I feel like you know what you're doing, but you're not really explaining yourself well. That's a 3. Your work is basically saying, I know what I'm doing, but I need more practice to understand. A 2. 2 means your answer is correct. You're doing some math that looks okay, but you just can't get it right. Your work is saying, I know what I should be doing, but I can't do it. A 1, you're just giving me some stuff. It's nothing has anything to do. Your work is saying, I want to get 1 point. I don't want to have to redo this. And M is for missing. If you have a missing quick check, you need to schedule a Google Meet with me and we'll talk and you'll gain your points back through a meeting on Google Meet. Okay, I'm not going to do late quick checks this year. It was just really time consuming if I'm checking every week. So if I'm going to make a concerted effort, you guys, to get my Infinite Campus done every Friday, you have to make an effort to get your stuff done on time, okay? And if things are late, like if you have late homework, don't expect that to be in the day you give it to me. It'll be due on Friday. I put everything in Friday. That's my Infinite Campus day, all right? So that's what you guys can do, okay? I think I got all that done. How will my grade work? Homework. You have homework, it's 10%. Quick checks are 20%, and your assessments will be 70%. This will change if we're ever together because we'll be able to do team tests. We can't do team tests. Just kind of told you my homework policy on late work and missings, but that is how your grade's going to work. We're not really sure about if we're going to do a cumulative for your semester or if we're going to do 50-50 for the quarters. We're still kind of working that out. All right. Also, you have all these places where your grade is. And let's say there's not a grade in Google, but there's a grade in Infinite Campus, and there's like a grade in Delta Math. What does it all mean? Infinite Campus, end all be all. Whatever Infinite Campus says, that is what I have. If it says I have your homework on Infinite Campus, I have your homework. We are good to go. I also want to reiterate academic honesty / cheating. It's okay to work with people on your homework. It is not okay for you to work with somebody on your assessments or your quick checks. Those you cannot work with other people. If I find out that you we're going to have like a little Google Meet or a call with mom or dad and talk about things, okay? That happened last year. It sucks. It's a waste of my time. It's like, just do what you're supposed to do. Would you be able to work with somebody on assessment in school? No. So you can't do it at home either, okay? Then my last question was, what will my teacher do to help me? Well, I make these instructional videos on what I'm teaching, and most of my kids last year were like, those were awesome. I didn't see many kids in Google Meets because they either work together or they just rewatched videos. But I would rather have you Google Meet. But I'm just saying, like, I guess my videos were good because they're like, oh, the videos were awesome. I could figure out what I needed to do. I'm like, okay. The other thing I'll do is I'll do an IC blast out to parents if some kids are missing things, like if I have a chunk of you, I'll do that. I'm going to update Infinite Campus on Fridays or at the end of the week. I'm huge on doing that. What you can do is you can ask me for help. You can email me and say, Essential, I need some help. I'm in this cohort. Can you stop by? If you can't, can we meet for a Google Meet? Before I leave for the day, can I, rather than going to a elective, can I stop in and just ask a question? Sure, we'll make some time. I'll be here, okay? But those are the things we're gonna do. I'll try to contact parents if I see you guys are falling behind, okay? But this is gonna be a lot for a lot of us. We're gonna try to keep it simple. Organize yourself, that's a big thing, okay? So I probably went longer than I needed to go. Remember on the bottom of this, there's going to be way more than it normally is. I apologize, but it's the beginning of the year. I will have the directions to get into Delta Math. Remember, when you're asked the class, it is the class on your original schedule. So if you're in my first hour, you'd say first hour, third, fifth. Those are the 3 I have, okay? That way I can keep you all organized. We're all in Google Classroom. Thank you. And then your online book, I will have those directions shortly. So those will all be there, and then there'll be a Google Doc in case I forgot something. We'll also have this wonderful document of my welcome letter, which includes my grading scale. It's for you guys 90, 80, 70, 60. It's pretty basic. And then a list of the topics. All right? So I hope you guys have a great year. I know this is tough. It's tough for me. I know it's tough for you. I talk to kids all the time, but we will get through it because you guys, we are resilient ships and we will get through it. Okay, thanks for listening to this. I pray that I don't have to talk this long ever in a week rundown video, but you'll get the first one of that later too. Okay, have a good one. Bye.